Welcome to the Vessel Online. I'm Kalen Markstrom. If you think this wintry spring we've been having has been scary, just wait until you see the movie on today's Movie Moment. Let's quiet down and tiptoe over to Austin Clement to hear all about it.
I'm Austin Clement, and this is USF's Movie Moment. Today's film is one which is being marketed as a horror film and goes by the name A Quiet Place. To me, I see it as more of a suspense or thriller than a horror, and the reason for this is that I see a difference between horror and thrillers. The difference is, thrillers are usually focused on the story with elements of horror used as a tool, but not as the main part of the story. Whereas a horror uses horror elements as its main focus, usually sacrificing the story to scare us. A Quiet Place, which follows a family as they try to survive in a world overrun with aliens that hunt by sound, meaning they have to make as close to no sound as possible to live. This movie is, at its heart, a story about this family trying to survive together and about how far they will go to protect and show their love for one another. The director and star of the movie, John Krasinski, has even called it an ode to his kids, which is why he accepted the script and made the movie, along with his wife, Emily Blunt. This really shows as the acting we get from these two is heart-wrenching and feeling-pulling at every turn. The same can even be said for the kid actors, especially Noah Jupe, who played Jack Will in Wonder, and Millicent Simmons, who is a deaf actress playing a deaf character in this film, which is only her second movie ever. And speaking of that, the thought and detail that went into every aspect of the production of this film amazes me. The filmmakers thought of ways that would be believable for the characters to do everyday tasks that were quiet enough to not get picked up by the aliens, and if you look around the screen while watching, you'll notice more and more of these details. In post-production, they made the decision that when we are looking at the world from the daughter's perspective, they cut all the sound, except for some of the film score. And this helps us to understand what she is experiencing around the world around her and why she can't hear it. So we get to experience like she's experiencing it. And I'm sure I felt how I was supposed to feel during most of this movie, because the whole movie I noticed my muscles would tense up and then loosen at different moments, but after the last act starts, I was tense the whole time until the film ended. My friends even told me that afterwards they knew how I was feeling because they could hear my breathing change. And oh my goodness, I loved every single minute with this film. I'm going to frame the ticket for A Quiet Place. Lastly, there are plenty of nitpicks and plot holes that I could grab at the movie for, but they would all be spoilers that I can think of, hence why I didn't mention them before. These nitpicks, however, don't ruin my overall enjoyment of the film, which is why I kept it at the rating of Frame the Ticket. With USF's Movie Moment, I'm Austin Clement.
A Quiet Place cost $17 million to make, but has made well over $105 million in the box office so far. It is also currently sitting at a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes and an 86% audience ratings. With Avengers: Infinity War coming out this week, many speculations have come to light. Whether they are just fan theories or actual reveals from Marvel, the internet is buzzing with excitement. But after Infinity Wars, where does Marvel go? This movie has been hyped since the end of the first Avengers movie back in 2012, and it has all culminated into Infinity War. So where do they go? Only time will tell. Thank you for joining us today. Come back tomorrow for another news update. For the Vessel Online, I'm Kalen Markstrom.